Okay, Thursday morning in the kingdom, and we got snow, but it's not quite enough snow, and it's not cold, so it's a kind of warm, soft snow. We woke up to -7 Celsius, but feels like -11. I'm going to try the Me phone out here in the middle of the yard. It's good to -10, and then it censors me on the yo-yo scale. +20 Fahrenheit, but feels like +12. Ooh, it feels so warm. All right, we have to thank everyone for buying us a coffee. We bettering ourselves so we can keep these videos going, because the last thing I want to do is come out of retirement and get a real job. I didn't succeed with a real job back when I was employable. Oh, wait, I wasn't employable. But we thank you guys very much for supporting the channel. All right, too warm, not enough snow, so no snow truck today to haul firewood. We got enough anyways. And also too, the baked potato last night was a total disaster. Oh, it was unfreaking real. I cut the potato into 4 pieces. I cooked 4 of them because I figured I'd cook some for tonight, for last night, and then tonight. And then I wrapped them in tin foil, okay, with butter. The only problem is I did 1 layer of tinfoil. I should have done, 20 layers. As soon as it was on the wood stove's putting out ultimate heat for 1 hour. Like, it was so freaking hot in the house. I have the windows open, the doors open, everything open. And then when I turned the potato, the butter dribbled out. And then it smoked out the house. So it's a good thing I had it. So after an hour on the stove, or the wood stove, guess what? At extreme heat in the house, the potato was still hard. Yes. Oh, man. I should have microwaved them first and then stuck them on there, double wrapped the potato, and hopefully it'll be good. So I'm learning maybe 3 to 4 hours cooking on top without, heating out the house. Unfrickin' real. So what a mess in the house, the smoke, everything, it's unreal. So me trying to save energy, I think I'm going to try, I don't know, end my demise will be trying to save energy. Oh, wow. All right, let's scroll and see what's going on. No Gong Show truckers yet. They're probably waiting to get paid by the Gong Show contractor, which is smart thinking, because I don't think he has much money left in the bank account when he starts buying gravel and shipping it 300 kilometers or 10-hour round trip for the truck and then putting it on toxic tailings. But if he listened, nope, don't listen, you pay, yes. And also too, Mr. Humphreys taking forever to kick him off. Yes, if Mr. Humphreys had some balls, it would have been over sooner. Should have sent Mrs. Slocum. All right, scroll a bit more. And today we'll be in the shop and out of the shop. We got to put that electric fuel pump on the welding sleigh so it'll start when we have no power. Yes, no power. So we live in fear of the hydro line falling over to WHO-ville. Plus, I live in fear of the Gong Show truckers coming down the hill using the Jake brake to shift and then lock up the wheels and slide into the hydro pole. And then I have no power. So I have to get ready to be off-grid because I know that day is going to happen. Well, I better go. The Me phone's probably censored me already. Okay, we went to go on our dog walk and we had to cancel it. Yes, it was canceled. Yeah, due to safety reasons. Okay, so the dogs that stay in the loader shed and the shop and everything, they walk the south trail. The dogs in the house walk the north trail, which is here. Okay, so we come over here to the south trail. It's quite common for animals to come out and walk out here, and they stop about here, check out the surroundings and walk back in. But that's okay, because we have the rabbits, which were fed carrots and they're nice and fat, as you would say, and we have the foxes. So the rabbits run along, the foxes follow behind, but this is a timberwolf. Okay, timberwolf came out, turned around right here, and that's when I seen the tracks, and that's when they took the dogs back to the safe environment, to the loader shed and the shop. Okay, so look at the size of that track right there. Or we can see it. That is a timberwolf track. That's my footprint. And the biggest dog we have is Iris, and that her dog print, and that's her footprints right here. So you can see that Iris has a fairly large footprint compared to Rogue, who drags her feet along because of her age. But this is a timberwolf track. That's it right there. So that's why you take the dogs and scoot them back in. All right. Also too, another dead giveaway, something's in the yard, is we have Jack and his clan. Yes, Jack and his clan. They hang around. So just like in a marriage, the wife natters and natters and natters. You don't really listen to her. And then all of a sudden, the nattering changes and you listen. Okay? That's when she says, I'm filing for a divorce. Yes, a divorce. So yesterday around 5 o'clock, Jack and his clan went nuts because the timberwolf walked behind the house and was looking at the dogs in the pens in the back of the house. So when I came out at 6 o'clock or wherever it was with the dogs for a walk, I seen the tracks. We turned around and put them back in the house for their safety. So this morning around 7 o'clock, yes, ravens fly in the dark. Jack and his clan was going nuts. Yes, going nuts. It's like the wife saying, I'm filing for a divorce and you're going to lose everything. See, there's Jack. Jack and ravens and his clan fly in the dark. So most likely the timberwolf walked on our trail, came out, took a look around, and then walked back in. So now we're on high alert for safety for me, the dogs, and everybody. All right, let's go have our second cup of coffee. Too much drama this morning. Okay, checking the cameras in the house, and this clock is 1 hour behind because there's no way I stopped it at 10 after 10. It was 10 after 9 when I got in the house. It's easy to see when Mr. Timberwolf comes out. I've turned the lights off in the office, but the tracks, there are no tracks right here. Okay, so this is a black wolf. It's the size of a Shetland pony. You can tell by the sizes are in relationship to the welding cart and everything like that. Okay, so I'm going to hit play and we'll watch very carefully. See if we have enough talent. I'm changing my hand, hitting the play button, and watch up here. He shall come out. I don't know if it's going to show up if I go too close to the TV screen. It's blurry. There he is. He comes out, he pauses, looks around, and then he's heading back in. He's just behind the ramp of the 45, pauses, walks back in. Yes, that is one big wolf.
Thursday morning in WHO-ville, it's just after 9 a.m. and as you can see, it's pretty cloudy out here right now. We didn't get very much snow last night. As you can see here, not much came down. We're actually supposed to get some more snow today and tomorrow, but let's see if that actually happens. Now let's head inside, let the dogs out and make breakfast. Then this afternoon, I'll head over to the kingdom.
Okay, it's hard to believe 5 days have gone by and we're up to renewing the books again. So Amazon has my first book, which is the second edition because the first editions have the black cover, and that's the Lynn Tractor. These books were written back in 2003, yes, so we're doing pretty good. So the first book of my writing career will be free as an ebook from November 21st. See, I'm using my cheat sheet. Oh, there we go. November 21st to the 25th, link in the description. And at midnight tonight, because it is November 20th, that'll turn to 0, and if you want to purchase the paperback, it's right there. All right, let's go on to the next book. Okay, on to the second book. I have no idea what color this is. Amazon is showing at the top of the screen there, but it's gray to me, so I don't know what it is. Maybe it has to do with the Black Friday sales or something. Okay, so here's the Dream Team. It's the fourth book of the Winter Road series, and it tells how we met Hollywood. Yes, at the end of the year in 2012, yes, the Hollywood came by. Yes, so that was a good year. We did a lot of Winter Road freighting, and the Screaming Forward looking good. So this book is free as an ebook. Link in the description. Okay, we're off to a late start, and Gong Show truckers showed back up. So I think off-grid living should be high priority because they're Gong Show truckers, and they're probably going to take out the hydro lines. And then if I'm not prepared, guess what? I'll be in the dark. Yes, and this is fine quality firewood the staff got for us yesterday. And then I was in the house too long. I have to restock the stove at 10 o'clock, but it came out here at quarter to 11, so the stove was died out or whatever, so I got it going. We got to get the heat up in the shop. So to focus on off-grid living, we have all the parts and pieces for the staff's power source. We have to get it up and going. We want to move that from being under the window right there, because when it rains, it's kind of not a good place. We're going to mount it over here. We got some more gauge 4 wires. We have a proper master switch. We'll remove some of these master switches here because they're junk. This was never set up to be, how would you say, off-grid living. This was set up to be a heat source and charging battery source out on the lake when we do water salvage, because your electric winches drain the batteries quick. That's why we had the 3 alternators, yada yada. And now 20 years later, or no, we started building this in 2020, so 5 years later, plans have changed. So now we can upgrade oil change and service plus mount a diesel heater. This will be a walk and talk video for everyone. All right, so there's the boss knows we're late starting, but we're getting things done in the office. All right, so over here, all the stuff came for the kingdom on the pallet, the coffee pallet as we're calling it. All right, we purchased this for the staff's power source. If the money tree blossoms even more for us, or the coffee fund increases, we can purchase one for the kingdom. So here I am talking about the power, the mini power source with the exhaust going way up, just like the Friendly Giant. So exhaust going up in a low pressure system, I think I'm creating my own problems like when I said I do. And we want that little Bunsen burner heater, diesel heater, to sit somewhere over here. I don't think the exhaust is going to go up. So I think we're going to have to go through the wall. Yes, through the wall. Enough of this going up creates problems. Yes. So we're going to have to change things. But the main thing is we got to everything to service, new master switches. We're good to go. And also too, get some interior lights on in the shop. We were gifted a set of these back in January. So Rodney found them on Amazon and used the coffee money to purchase, because we have those lights at that end of the shop. Can we see them right there, Les Nessman? So these lights in the shop here take a lot of power. They're about 1200 watts of power when on an inverter, so you can use them for about 20 minutes and then it gets dark or whatever. So if we put these up, we'll be ready for power outage, because when we have the power outage, we need lights to work on the electrical panel to send the power to the house, like if we're running welders and stuff like that for the big power. And we'll get this all figured out. We have the master switch and electric fuel pump for the welding slate. That way it's going to start faster and better, not drain the battery or ruin the starter. So have that and learn about this thing here. And we have the magnetic drill. Yes, so we'd like the magnetic drill over there taking the place of the useless drill press. All right, we got lots to do to get ready for off-grid living, because if it's not the Gong Show truckers taking out the power, it'll be hydro itself. If it rained too much or snowed and the power line fell over, oh well. Okay, lunchtime in the kingdom, and I think I got the lights just right. I started this one here. It has the female end, so you can continue a string, but I also got thinking we might have to put a fan at this end because we have the mini power source running in the summer. So that's why I ran it that way. In theory, I could have ran it the other way, but this worked out good. All I'm doing is nailing it in with these, and then these are the double wire ones, so you can actually tie strap the wire, and you can actually put wood wedgies behind the light to get it to shine where you want, because that one's actually shining towards the shelf. It should be shining to the workbench. So as we have no power, off-grid living, thanks to the Gong Show truckers sliding down the hill using the Jake brake to shift and take out the power pole. So we got the light over the mini power source to run. We have this here power panel there, so we can work on it. We'll use the flashlights, and we're always working on something on the bench. Yes, because that's the part of off-grid living. You have to adjust. So this old chipboard on the ceiling is pretty tough when we're bending these things. There's places here I couldn't get them in. I bent a bunch, so I ended up using the screw gun and a wraparound electrical thingy-me-bob, holder bob. So I'm glad that the fellow gifted us those ones back in January, because we're learning. We don't see the outside world. We don't go south to see the new innovations. We learn through the internet, the YouTube channels especially. All right, and then we ran the power, everything over here. Okay, so this will be the power junctions or area, because we got the wood stove going through a power off-grid. Yeah, power outage, off-grid living. So everything is based into here, and we can run an extension cord over to the inverter power over here, or it'll be welder power. Yeah, so we have to make the variable. So I figured just run everything here. These are the three main items that we have to have, is lights and the fan. Wood stoves are useless without fans. You got to get the air moving. Yes, the air moving. All right, let's go burn some lunch in the microwave. We got one little job done as part of off-grid living.
12 p.m. and I'm just getting ready to make lunch today. I'll be having a garden salad, and I'm going to use ranch as my main dressing. This looks pretty good. It's not the normal salads we get, but this was all they had at the store, so let's head inside. The dogs have been in and out most of the morning. It's still trying to snow out here, but not much has come down. Almost 1 p.m. and I'm just finishing up lunch and fed the dogs. Now I'll head over to the kingdom and see what my dad's up to today. Pretty sure it's a slow day, and we're just going to do a little bit of firewood. Made it to the kingdom, and the first thing on the list today is to fill up the tub for the house, so I just filled it out of the 41. Now I'll put it back on the side. Good thing we have the tarp over the firewood, keeps it nice and dry under here. Now I'll head down to the host shack and get the mini out. Got the mini out and I'm in behind the house now. I'm going to clear the snow away from this door here so I can get the toboggan out to take it down to the wood pile and fill it with some long firewood. I already cleared the snow in front of the shop doors and the hoe shack, so I just have to do here and then I can put the mini away. Just put the mini away and I went to open up the skidoo shed. The toboggan was not in there. I guess at some point in time during the summer we moved the toboggan from the skidoo shed into trailer number 5 here, so I had to drag it out. Now let's head down to the wood pile. 1:30 and I made it down to the wood pile. I was able to get onto the other side no problem, and I turned myself around. Now I'll load the toboggan with all this long stuff here. Didn't take me long and I was able to get the toboggan filled. I couldn't put very much in there. I just tried to get big stuff. My dad has to figure out a way that we can put a strap around it. That way I can fill it right up. Now let's head back up to the shop and put all this away. 2 p.m. and I just finished emptying out the toboggan. I put a bunch in the shop and the hoe shack. Should hold my dad over until tomorrow. I'm officially done in the kingdom, so let's head back into WHO-ville and let the dogs out.
Okay, after lunch in the kingdom, the staff's riding the mini hoe doing snow removal. Yes, snow removal. Yes, we do everything but work with dirt here. Wood stove's going, fan is going, and this set of LED lights, and these ones are on, so we got that going. Also too, before I put the ladders away, I put a wood block under that far one so it's shining down on the workbench, because when you're off-grid living, yes, off-grid living, you gotta have something, you'll be working on something on the workbench for sure, because it's all part of survival. Yes, survival. Okay, so we're on the mini power, no, we're on inverter power that will be hooked to the mini power source, which is right here. All right. So I used the Mi phone and it's not telling me how much watts I'm drawing because it's such a low wattage. Yes, you need about 100 watts or something to be drawn. So we're quite pleased. The batteries are at 11.5. Yes, now if the wind generator known as useless was generating wind, yeah, I'd be discharging the batteries. All right, so very pleased, very pleased. This will work out good. And when we do get the mini power source wired in, we'll be running the charging wires from the battery, from the alternator here across to over here. Yes, and then hopefully someday we'll improve to the proper batteries, but right now that's all we got. That's good enough for the ladies that I go with. Yes. Okay, just about coffee time in the kingdom, and to amuse myself I started stripping out the power source. Yes, so the power source is going to be officially for off-grid living. There's the little diesel heater right there, and we figure it's there, and if it's pointing this way you take the cover off and you can look at it or adjust it with a hammer. And I think it has to be the same height as the fuel tank. I'm not sure if that thing can suck, but also too, the staff only needs to run this heater long enough to warm up the diesel motor over here, so it's not like it's going to run consecutively, so she can, how would you say, top up the little gas can or the diesel can. All right, so we stripped all the wires off, everything for the secondary alternators and everything like that, and we'll start over. And also too, if we turn the batteries this way, it gives it more room. And I was actually surprised that the joiners, battery joiners, work, but they were made for the TD18. So these are the batteries from the TD18, and these are the cables from the TD18. Oh, the burps, I've been eating peanuts. All right, so if we mount the inverter up on the wall here, put a little protective there for the snow, rain, debris, and everything, and then we can start wiring. We want to raise these batteries up into the heat level, which might be about here. Oh, hand and eye coordination. Yes, because that's where the heat will be, and we have to have a visual on the batteries at all times, because we had, what, 3 batteries bubble on us? Yeah, when we're learning inverters and living off grid, so that's not good. And we always keep the battery for the power unit, the little yabba, yabba, yabbadoo, yabbadabadoo, diesel, totally separate. Okay, so that we don't want the battery, the inverter draining the battery so the diesel won't start. I found that out on my mini power source because a couple of times I had to boost it in the morning. Yes, because the batteries are all hooked in together, but that's okay. The staff's always kept hers differently, always separated, and that's what we'll keep doing. All right, let's go have a quick coffee and then get back into production here. This is nice working in the shop. The wood stove's going, and the staff brought me some more wood. Yes, I need the kindling type wood to get the big old timbers excited, because the big old timbers are wet and dry and half rotten. They need a little excitement to get going. Yes, that stuff's the Viagra for the timbers.
5 p.m. and this is the temperature we're sitting at right now. It's minus 7 degrees Celsius, which is 19 degrees Fahrenheit. We even had the feels like on the bottom. It was extra chilly today with that wind, but it was nice when I went to the kingdom. As you can see, there's some clouds rolling in. Hopefully we'll get some more snow. Now let's head inside, let the dogs out, make supper, and end my day.
Okay, just about 6 o'clock in the kingdom, and we're calling it a day. We worked hard today. It's 7 o'clock old time. We got the inverter mounted up there, so it's up out of the moisture. We're going to put a little divider wall right here. Okay, and we got the master switch for the inverter right there, and we're going to put the batteries this way, but we're not going to raise them up. It's pointless, because who said these are the batteries that are going to go? These are truckers' batteries, and this is a trucker inverter. Yeah. So truckers' batteries are outside in the cold, how would you say, in the battery box. They're not in where it's warm. But when we get the good ones, like the lithium or whatever, then we have to worry about keeping them warm. We can raise them up. So it's best is to keep them like that. And then to isolate the power to the batteries for the inverter and stuff like that, for the charging of the inverter, I whipped up this little control panel right here. So we have a voltmeter right there, so it'll tell us what's going on. Yes, it's upside down because I'm supposed to be holding it like this. Yes, like this. So that way we can isolate these batteries, okay, for the inverter away from the diesel Yamamoto diesel motor with its own batteries, okay? So that way it keeps it separate. We had switches right here and stuff like that, but we're new improved. Yes, so we're going to tuck this up here somewhere over there. So that worked out very well. Let's go check on the flags. Okay, stocked up the stoves. We got some wood stove smokes. The dogs are going to be happy. You can hear them whining in their pen. And of course, Useless is up there. It's getting windy. Yes, it's getting windy, so Useless could be discharging those batteries. All right, it's too cold to stand out here scrolling sideways with the camera, the Me phone. Yes, when there's no power in WHO-ville, there will be no glow. And we'll note that in our videos because we'll be living off grid. All right, let's go walk the dogs, have some fun, and make a video. Talk to you later.